first address your question about have we done progress lately, and I think that certainly the answer is we have. In the case of Uruguay, it's the first time that we do have in the budget law articles that mainstream climate action into economic policy. The central bank, on the other side, it's part of the green financial system networking, and at the same time it has a mandate to invest in certain assets that are linked to environment. So I think that surely we have done a lot of progress. In the previous panel, where we just came running from, I think it was the comment by Treasurer Yellen that it was the first time that the US Treasurer assisted to a COP. I think that that shows that we are in a point of inflection, I would say. It's an historical time where ministers of finance in general has a very important role to play if we really want to make progress and see results. And that is where we have to go. I think that in order to make progress, and if we want to move from pledges, from words, into concrete action, into results, it's very important to align the different incentives that we all have. Investors have their incentives, the financial institutions have their incentives, the sovereigns, we have certain incentives. But I think it's putting everything together, aligning the different objectives that we have that can deliver concrete actions. In the case of Uruguay, we have key performance indicators that are related to the NDCs that are part of the Paris Agreement, and we are working specifically on the implementation of an instrument, a financial instrument, a bond, where the cost of borrowing is related to this NDC goal. So we can be rewarded or we can be punished according to our behavior in terms of environment. So I think it's important. Countries, we do have NDCs. Investors, they don't have NDCs. But if investors really are interested in environment, then they should be willing to put their money into this kind of instruments. So it's the alignment of these different incentives that will make progress and give us concrete results. And I'm sure that it's a time where we can put forward innovative financial instruments. I spoke about a bond. It could be loans from private sectors that are linked to certain environmental indicators, well known, that can be tracked, that can be measured. So I think that the money is there, their interest is there. We just have to link everything so that we can have concrete results. Thank you, Chancellor. I think that what we need is, as I've been saying many times today, is to walk the talk. We really need to deliver. And in that sense, I agree with my colleague, we have to be innovative, we have to be creative. The instrument that, by we, I mean everybody. I mean banks, private banks, multilaterals, sovereigns, issuers, we all have to be creative. I think that the private sector and the corporates, they have already issued green bonds, and they have already issued bonds that are linked to certain indicators. In that case, what we've seen is that if the coupon, the interest payment, can be higher if the company is punished because it doesn't fulfill its commitment. What we are starting right now in Uruguay is to have both a step up or step down coupon, so that we are rewarded or we are penalized according to our environmental behavior. So this kind of innovative instrument, I think that the private sector can also think of this. Banks, the financial system can think of this. So I think that we'd have to think out of the box. As we said before, the money is there. We really want to mitigate and to adapt to climate change. So we have to meet the different areas with innovation and creativity. 2 weeks ago, during the IMF and World Bank meetings, we had different meetings with the multilaterals, but also with donors, with private sector, and there is appetite for this kind of instruments. So I think that those that are experts have to sit down and to think for how to join these different ends.